In my last videos, I talked about the most essential watercolor supplies, and today I'm going to show the most important watercolor techniques and how to use them in paintings. The first one is wet on wet technique. I simply wet the paper with clean water, then apply the watercolor. This is very useful in creating backgrounds and large washes. Colors tend to look softer after drying because of the extra water on paper. Wet on dry is when watercolor is applied directly on dry paper. Colors tend to be more vivid and the flow is easier to control because there is less water. However, this involves more brushwork techniques. I use this if I need more saturated wash or to add details and shadows. Watercolor washes tend to have hard edges after drying. This can be aesthetically pleasing depending on the artist's style. But there are times that edges should be blended. I usually use this when painting skin. While the wash is still wet, wipe the edges with a slightly damp brush and blend it away until the color fades. One of my favorite techniques is charging. This is also wet on wet technique, but instead of brushing in the paint, watercolor is applied by dropping or charging. I use this if I want to mix the colors and paper instead of mixing them on a palette. This is also helpful to build saturation. Here's a short demonstration on how I use these techniques. There are more possible ways to use these in your paintings. Explore, experiment, and practice until you get comfortable in switching these up while painting.